what's up? Hope everybody's doing good. Thought I'd pop on here and give us a little bit of an update on what's going on with everything. The sun is very active right now, guys. Extremely active. Actually, I haven't seen it this active, well, since a few years back. This is every day now, and we're seeing lots of different things all happening all at once. So, we'll get into that here in just a second. But before we do, guys, I want to say thanks to all the people who's been donating, guys. There's a couple more people here I haven't added to the list yet. Those will be on there tomorrow. I had a little issue with my, the program I was using here wouldn't let me overlay for some reason. But I do want to say thanks to all these guys that are doing this. It's not necessary, guys. You know, it's not required or anything like that. But it does help, and I do appreciate it so much. And guys, you guys are just so, just generous, and man, I can't tell you how humbled I am. I really am, extremely humbled. And it is so, I don't know, it just makes me feel really good that I've actually touched people in a way that they feel that they can do that. And it's been a long time coming since I've really pushed against this, but I've also realized that I put a lot of time, and it took you guys really to kind of open my eyes to that. But I want to show you something else too that you guys might be interested in, and I'm going to put this in my description box. This is my wife's eBay, and she sells Santa hats. So if you guys want to go over here and check this out, maybe buy some hats or something, there they are. There's all kinds of different ones. This is one of the more interesting ones here, the skull hat. That's really, really popular. There's a lot of different ones on here, guys. And, it's getting to be that season. And obviously, things are going to probably get locked down again. But you can see all the different combinations of colors and stuff that she does here. So if you're interested in something like that, that's there too. If you want to do that. She's been doing it for years. She's very good at it. And, it's actually what usually pays for our Christmas every year. So if you guys are interested in that, that's cool. I really appreciate it. If you guys do that, I'm sure you could probably leave a note in the eBay or however that works. I'm not really sure. And just let her know that you came from the channel here. And that way she can, give you the proper thanks too, and, be grateful in that way. So, here's my, there's my PayPal. I'm just going to put it in there one time. I'm not going to say nothing else about it. We're going to move on. Okay? I appreciate everybody here. Jerry, Wolfie. Who else is in here? Who's up in here first? I want to say hi to the first one. Kathy, hey, what's up? Gregory. Todd, Rock, Knowledge 2020. Sweet. Hummingbird, Virgo, Muse, what's up? So, hi to everybody. I am going to go ahead and get into this. We got some stuff to go over. Also, at the end of this, guys, we're going to go over and over to Mark's channel. It is Friday night, so we're going to go over there and hang out. He's not going to come on till around 10:30, he was saying. I think I'm going to be calling in over there tonight. And so if you guys want to, pop over there and hear my call in, we got some stuff that we're going to talk about. And, just have some fun, laugh, and get away from all the negativity for a minute. And just, be who we are. We can't necessarily do that very often right now, especially with being locked down. So, and we're not all locked down, I get that, but it's headed that way, guys. So, yeah, I noticed today that traffic is way more heavy than it has been in months here where I'm at. And also, we're getting some of the biggest spikes in the global illness thing, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead and get into this right now. Guys, the Schumann here, we are spiking. So if you're having some issues, maybe with headaches, ringing in your ears, that kind of thing, it is spiking right now, so that could be possibly what's causing it. If you guys start to experience some insomnia or something tonight, that could be part of the issue also. I'm not going to go into details on what the Schumann is this time. Most of you guys probably already know. I will do that, on another video. I always do. And I find that, and I'm going to bring the chat back up for this because I want your guys' opinion on this. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I do that to help the people that are new. And if you feel like I'm doing that too much, somebody please just tell me. And we'll try to figure out a different way to do it. I've tried to make playlists, but it doesn't seem like people really visit that very often. You know, most people click on a YouTube video and they want to see the information there and they want to understand it. They don't want to have to go click on another video to understand what I'm saying. So it gets a little bit, you know, kind of, it's a gray area there on knowing what to do. So if you guys could, you know, just give me your opinions or whatever, send me an email. If you guys got any, you know, suggestions on how to approach something like that so everybody can get what they need here as far as understanding what we do. I do go over this stuff quite often back to a basic level. And sometimes I think that people that have been here for 2 or 3 years with me, it's kind of not fair to you guys sometimes, because you guys already know all that. But at the same time, I'm trying to help everybody. And you see my problem here? And this is kind of what you know, that's kind of where I'm at with that. So, thanks, Ken. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Jill, by the way, Jill, thank you so much. We did stop by the P.O. box, and listen, that was, oh my gosh, I mean, it was awesome. So thank you. I'm going to, you know, I'll show the card in it, you know, probably in my next video. Thank you so much. It really was so appreciated. Yeah, my jaw, yeah, anyway. You're great. Awesome. But anyway, guys, you know, so I'm seeing like, yeah, go ahead and keep explaining things. But again, guys, I don't want the videos to be like 1,000 hours long, because I get a lot of hate on that too. And I get it. You know, I don't click on videos that are much more than 45 minutes or an hour long either. You know, so if it's anything longer than that, typically I'll, you know, if it's somebody I know, I will go ahead and click on it. And sometimes I'll just kind of, you know, fast forward through a little bit. But I know I repeat myself a lot, and believe it or not, guys, that's kind of intentional. So I want people to understand that and why I do it. All the grass up. That's a good idea, Todd. You know, guys, here, let me show you something real quick. Let's do this. Well, hold on. Let's try it. I'm going to show you guys something just real quick. And most of you guys probably already know this is how it is anyway. Let me go to my channel. And if I go to my channel and I go to my playlist, I got these sitting here. Okay? Let me move the chat box here. Basic space weather definitions. I've only got 4 videos over here, but they're only 1.5 minutes long. And I try to, you know, I guess I should just start telling everybody, hey, go check this out. Because this is really where the explanation comes in, and it's in detail. And it's very, very, like, straight to the point. And, you know, I need to add to these playlists. I need to make a few more of these. Because I got solar wind. What else do I have here? I got solar wind. What's a solar flare? What's a sunspot? What is a coronal mass ejection? Okay, those are the 4 I got over there right now. So, you know, if anybody's new and they're sitting here listening to me, go check those out, because they are very, very, you know, basic, and they are what they are, and it shows you exactly what we're looking at. And it'll help you understand the conversation here if you're not, you know, kind of versed into it. Hey, Jack, what's up, bud? I see you over on D-Live all the time, man, over on Mark's show. Good to see you here. Sparky, what's up? Mind for knowledge. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and put this back away, and we'll go ahead and get through this, okay? Anyway, guys, solar X-ray flux, check that out. You know, I've not seen a signature like that in quite some time. You know, we got X-rays popping, we got flares happening, we got CMEs happening. You know, one of them, the CME tracker, actually updated. And one of the bigger ones, you know that big one that went off to the right? And I'll show it to you guys here in a few minutes. It's going right at Venus. You know, and Venus kind of instigates the sun sometimes anyway, because of the volatile nature of that planet altogether anyway. Its magnetic field is a little, yeah, it's a little strange. But and that does cause some issues sometimes. They call it the comet planet. Okay, and the reason why is because as it's going through space, it does look like it has a tail like a comet. Just like I showed you guys Mercury, the salt tail it had. But Venus is actually, you know, they call it that because if you look at it like when Venus is going across like this one, you'll see it transit, you know, across the screen sometimes. It'll look like a comet. It's kind of strange. But what it is it's just the atmosphere. And the solar wind interacting with it, and it makes it look like a comet tail. So, yeah. First look at the sun here, guys. Again, coronal holes. We were connected to that. We probably still are. It looks like we got some more openings starting to happen up here too. But guys, frankly, I'm more concerned about what's going on over here, because this is getting ready to turn Earth facing. And I'm serious about this. When this, you know, I don't get like this very often, but I do think that if this thing holds its intensity, once it crests the limb here, it starts looking at us directly, we could have some issues from this thing. It's firing flares over here in CMEs, and you know, they're coming in at like C class or whatever, but they're not really hitting our detectors. They're stronger, basically, is what I'm trying to say, than what they're coming in as. As soon as they look at Earth, as soon as this sunspot starts looking at Earth, we're going to have to watch it. Now, this one here is doing enough. I mean, we're getting some x-rays and we're getting some flares from this already. Not already, but we have been. You know, here's another spot. You know, we've got some active areas. This isn't an official sunspot, but it is active area. You can see the sunspot here on the visible light. Alright, it's actually a pretty decent size one. You could fit probably 2 or 3 Earths inside that thing. That's how big that is, guys. It kind of surprises people sometimes when I say that. But anyway, you got this going on here with the ACE data. Everything, guys, geomagnetically is really just right in the middle. There's nothing really right, you know, causing our geomagnetic activity to rise up yet. And it won't until the CME stuff starts hitting us in the solar wind, which is going to happen. Okay? If you look at the velocity on the Enlil model here, right now we are, I'll pause that like that and grab this. We are right there in time. Okay? Well, we're probably a couple hours past that now. Right about right there. So, this is the conditions we are experiencing currently. And this is historic. This will tell us what happened 2 days behind, and it's going to try to tell us what's going to happen 5 days out in advance. Notice that the wind speed here, the green line, is staying high for the next 2 days before it even tapers off. And then it'll probably come back up anyway, because I think we're going to have other stuff happening. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Notice the density kind of drops out, which is exactly what we'd expect if the velocity is going up. It's just flushing the particles out. It's not as dense. It can't be, because it keeps pushing them away. So, let me say that. Now, as we, like I said, as we go forward here, keep in mind, guys, I don't trust this thing very well to be that accurate out past 2 days. It'll even change inside 2 days. It'll change within hours. I've seen it do it. I've been watching this graph, and this thing will update as I'm looking at it. And this graph range will change from like 5 to 15, what it's saying there, and it'll switch to like 0 to 30. It's really, when it gets more data in from the, where it's getting the data from, it will change its forecast. That's what this is meant to do. It's meant to try to, it's kind of like our weather forecast we see here, like on the weather channel with Weather on the 8s, our local forecasts. This is exactly what this thing is trying to do for space weather. And if you can, just imagine how hard it is to get the weather right here on our planet, take in consideration what they're trying to do here with space. That is, it's amazing that we can get even halfway close. But we do. It's amazing. Anyway, right here, you're seeing where we had a little bit of a flare. That actually was probably more so like a coronal hole, because it messed up our magnetics a little bit. That's a magnometer. The X-rays from a solar flare won't do that. Okay, it takes, charged particles to do that, which is what comes from solar flares and CMEs. Okay, not solar flares, I'm sorry, solar wind and CMEs. Notice that the electrons are still, doing their thing. Now, it looked like, they started to kind of level out here. All right, if you look right there, I hate the way this thing does this. If you look like from right there to the right, all the way to here, you can see how it kind of, you had some breaks in it. Now it kind of went back to full. So if we go down here and we look, this right here, this absorption prediction, this is when that flare hit us. That was the last flare though, okay? So if we take this and we grab it, we're not going to see anything else, because it hadn't flared since about 1900 UTC. Okay, just a few hours ago. But it shows you the location. And, we seen the first one earlier today. It was over here. Then it went to here. Now it was here. It just, all that's telling you is what part of the Earth was facing the sun when that happened. Remember, when we get a flare, the X-rays are here and gone in 8 minutes. I mean, it's really that fast, guys. I always get the question, how fast is this going to hit us? Well, guys, by the time I can come out here and tell you about it, by the time I see it, I could not even get out here fast enough to get ahead of it. It would be impossible. So that's what we're looking at here. Now, again, if the solar flare is strong enough from the initial blast to really knock out some electricity or whatever it's going to do, yeah, we're not going to have any warning. Now, the bigger problem, guys, is the CME that usually accompanies a big flare. They're two different things, but they oftentimes happen at the same time and in the same spot. That's where we get the dangerous stuff. The stuff that happens 3 to 5 days after the CME erupts, when it gets here, is really where the real danger lies. Okay? That's geomagnetically. That will jack our electrical systems up if it's strong enough. Okay? Now, check out the total electron content. It's just over the United States here, but watch this. I was looking at this earlier. Watch what happens. You guys see that? I don't know what's going on there. Now, what you're seeing is we're down here around 0, right? So the electron content just kept rising, and it's hanging out right about 5. Look at that. The whole screen is now this light color blue. So that means the electrons, we've got a lot of them right now. We're getting solar weather. We're getting space weather. Okay, you can see what happens here. See how it does that? And this is going to kind of mimic this too. And it's going to mimic the geoelectric field map. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grid, essentially. So I put it in play there, and we'll watch it here. You're going to see little jolts going through there. And, this won't do nothing unless it's getting, geomagnetic activity. Look what happens right there. Okay? That was not a flare. That's something different. Okay? It's geomagnetism there. So, here is the wind speed. Okay? This is the velocity. The sun's off to the left, so it's coming from left to right here. And you're going to see not a whole lot, because it's not really, this stuff is pretty, right in the middle right now. Again, we're not going to see a whole lot here. This is density. Okay, you see how things are staying pretty symmetrical too? Now this is pressure. So this is where we start talking about earthquakes. Because, the more solar weather we get, the more energy gets dumped into our system. So we have to push back enough to hold ourselves stable. We don't want too much, we don't want too little. And the Earth acts like a capacitor. A capacitor holds energy, okay? And then it will release it when it gets full. We use them in machines. We're able to control that when we're talking about machines and transformers. But the earth axis is one big one. So when it gets too much, it has to release it. And a lot of times when that happens, we get earthquakes. So it's actually not being pressed from outside. When we release, we're pushing out. And it causes our plates and stuff to move a little bit. Enough to cause earthquakes. And that's a very basic, really rudimental explanation there. But it is, sufficient enough to give somebody an understanding that that's really kind of how it happens. Now, again, it's just one part of the formula. It's not the whole thing. It takes a lot of things to cause an earthquake. If we're releasing energy when all those other things have already happened, then we can say, hey, well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what we're looking for. Okay? That's why we put out the watches and stuff. And the only time I ever issue like an earthquake watch is when I know we're getting solar weather. Other people have other things that they look at, and they're a lot more intelligent and a lot more well-versed and educated on the other parts of earthquake prediction. I'm not. So this is the only time I actually even talk about it, is when I know we're getting solar weather. And that's why. Okay? So we will take a look at the sun here real quick. Actually, we're going to go here first because I want to show you guys. This is seeds, guys. Okay? This is our view. This is on the SOHO satellite that sits out in front of the Earth and looks at the sun. It's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. Notice what's going on here. Let me. I'm going to pause it. Okay, I'm going to back it up a day because I want you guys to see. Now I'm going to back that up some too. This is the one that Scott did work on, okay? He ran it through his program, and that's where that object showed up, right? So I'm giving you a little timetable here. Now, if I push play, we're going to see stuff happen over here too. See? Happens there, then it goes off to the right. Okay? So this is stuff that's happening from that active area over here, guys. So now if we go to the current day, look what happens here. I mean, we're talking rapid fire over here on the left. See how fast that was? I want to back that up because I really want you guys to see this. Now, again, this is that other ejection that happened previous, the one that Scott showed. Okay? So now we're on to the 20th right here, not the 19th. Okay, what I want you to see is, look at the timestamp right here, 9:19. That's when we start seeing a little bit of something. 9:51, we see that. It picks it up. 20 minutes later, that's how far it's moved. 12 minutes later, there we got that. 12 more minutes. You see what I'm getting at here, guys? Look how fast this thing is moving. That's 2 separate, almost 3 separate ejections happening at 12-minute increments. Moving that far, that fast. That is moving fast. And that is not flare. That is CME material. That's plasma. Okay, now there could have been a flare there that caused it, but there was a subsequent CME with it, if that's what happened. I'm not sure if that's what happened yet. I have to go look. But you can tell that most definitely is just like balls of blasting going on there, man. And look over here. That is moving fast, guys. I mean, very seldom do we see these things moving this fast. That really is. That's moving pretty quick. In 12 minutes to move that far? I mean, wow. So let's go look at stereo A, which is the side view. It's not really picking anything up other than the one I already showed you guys. Okay? Remember, the satellite's here. Well, let's use the red here. Satellite's here. Earth is kind of over here. All right, from this view. So that ejection, it does look like that might is coming right at us. Probably close to it, close enough for us to be like, hey, let's take a look and make sure. So if we go look at the CME tracker, it picked that one up that went at Venus. Okay, the one that Scott showed you guys, that's the one that's going to hit Venus. So let me bring this in here and we'll take a look at it. It's a significant CME, guys. That's a large CME, and it looks to be pretty powerful. You know, and again, that's over here happening. We got this big, huge sunspot getting ready to crest over here. And we've already got action coming from that. It's already did CMEs, and I just showed you some more that it was doing. It just hasn't showed up here yet. And, you know, I'm starting to wonder if they're just not going to show it to us. Because the last time we had CMEs and solar flares like that, they didn't. They didn't update this thing. Why is it updating only on the ones that are going off to the sides, not the ones that are coming this way? Why? I don't get it. I really don't. You know, when this happens, I'll go back and check this about every hour, because when it updates, sometimes it'll erase the one before, because sometimes there should be 2 or 3 of them on here all at once because of the time frames of when they happen. But the way this tool works, sometimes it can only show you 1 or 2 at a time. So I go back to this thing frequently, and you know, why did we see one blow off over here, and then the next one we see is over here, when we know we had one come in this direction? It made no sense. So they missed one here. They're not going to show it to us. It's gone. We can't see it. You know, we can go over to ISWA and we can go to Stereo A and Soho, like I've already showed you guys, but we can't get a detailed, you know, explanation on the direction that it's going. We can just kind of get a sort of, hey, that might happen. I mean, come on. So here this is again. Look how big this thing is. Watch out. Look at how large this is. You know what I find interesting? Look what's there. That hits and they take that off of there. I'm wondering why. I've never seen that happen. Okay, what is that, you're probably asking? It's solo, okay? It's a satellite out here, guys. I'm not sure why they took it off there when that CME hit it. Maybe they lost communication with it, or they're forecasting it to do so. Because it's not going to hit there until the 23rd, it looks like. So why is it, you know, why did they take it off there when it hit? I just don't get that. That's all. They shouldn't do that. You know, I'd like to know why. I don't think it's a tool flaw. I guess it could be, but anyway, here's the Australian model. Okay, this is a proton density. This is the speed. You're going to see it bouncing around because we did get some energy there. But things are staying kind of in the negative on the BZ, which means the angle is, you know, is trying to bring stuff into our system, not kind of deflecting it. So, yeah, there's that one. But let me take you back here and show you the SDO captures. Again, this is our view, okay? Let's see what we can see with this thing. See that erupting right there? Let me, I'm going to grab this thing and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, look at all that. Watch this eruption over here. Watch this. And we already showed you this flare earlier today. Wow. I mean, yeah. So, let's go over here and look at the 131. Let's see what this shows us. Wow, it's taking a minute to kind of update that. Let's see what we get here. It's getting ready to update, guys. Sorry. Okay, so, we see a flare here. I already showed that one to you. But, the other action's coming over here. See that real bright? Watch what happens when it gets real bright right there. See that? That's those ejections I was showing you guys on seeds. Okay, and then there's another flare right there. Okay, see how that was intense. That one is. That's the C class flare. Now let's see what happens now as we go on through the day here. So yeah, I mean, we're getting stuff just happening all over the sun, guys. I don't know how else to say it. Okay, again, we're going to see some solar rain. These filaments, look what's going on here around this sunspot. Look how far that stuff's stretching out already. That's impressive. That's a big one, guys. Man, we're definitely going to have to watch that one. And when it comes over the edge there, facing us directly, we're going to definitely have to pay attention to that one pretty good. See those? See those erupting right there? Those are those quick little busts of plasma leaving the sun. It doesn't look like they're going to come at us because it is going that way. I don't think the angle's correct, so hopefully it won't. But we'll watch it. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, wow. That's for anybody that's been watching these for any kind of length of time, they know why I'm saying wow, because that's pretty significant. Now we got another filament up here. Let me zoom in on that. See this right here? That's a filament. It's originating right here. You got the blackness of space once it gets, up so high that it still looks like it's coming off the edge of the sun, but it's not. It's here. That's the origination of it, and it's going straight up. So that's standing up there pretty tall. We're talking 10 or 15 Earths tall. Now we'll look at these again too, as these blast off to the side. Watch this, man. I mean, there's just continuous. Look at that one, shot that way. I mean, wow. That's pretty impressive, guys, I have to say. Once that gets in front of us, who knows? It could be bad, it could be nothing. We just got to wait and see. Hopefully it'll be something that'll be, maybe we'll get some activity, but not so much that it won't bother us too much, and it'll be good for us. Some activity's good, guys. It's needed. We need some geomagnetic activity to deflect cosmic rays. So some of that energy is wanted, just not the real powerful, long-lasting things. Notice how we're seeing energy inside the satellite line, which is the dashed circle there. Let's let that update for a second. Let me grab it again. Notice how we're getting energy around the edge here too. Okay? That's some pretty decent backside pressure. And again, all this is going to, you know, add to the whole earthquake discussion. So, yeah. Space, oh, here they are. Look, check them out. They're talking about this one off to the side, too. I just showed you guys that. So, obviously, I'm not the only one seeing it then. So there you go. They're probably saying the same thing. Yeah, they are. But you can see this one here is this. Okay? This sunspot here is this. So once this comes across, it's probably going to get a number, and hopefully it don't have our number. Notice though, look at the percentage here now, guys. This is the sun cycle, and it's telling you the activity percentage. How many days that we had sunspots facing the Earth. That's what this percentage is showing us. So we had 77% of the days with no sunspots back in 2019. This year, we're sitting at 63%. That is a 14% increase so far, if the year was to end today. Go back to the last sun cycle. The same years, if we go back 11 years, you're only looking at a 2% increase. That is a big difference. Okay? So we're picking up activity quicker, faster. Our electromagnetic field is 20 to 25% weaker than what it was. That's why this is important. We need some time to rebound and get some of our, our shields back up to where they need to be. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So hopefully we don't catch some big one. That's kind of what I'm saying. Now today we had 41 fireballs that were in the atmosphere. Okay. I reported on the one back on the 13th that they missed. It's not on here right now. But it broke the record of coming close, the closest one we've seen without coming into our atmosphere. I reported on that when it happened back on the 13th, just so you guys, if you're wondering what that means. It just means that it came so close because it said 0. So it didn't mean it hit us. What that's telling you is it was 0.06 or something is what it ended up being. It was 300 miles away. That's how close it came. But it did not get into our atmosphere. We didn't, bring it in. It didn't get ate up by the Earth's atmosphere. It went on by. But they didn't see it until it was too late, until it was already past us. And that's when, they went and did all the mathematic calculations, and that's how we know it broke that record. Because it wasn't there. That's what shocked everybody. Then all of a sudden it showed up on the charts and the graphs, and that's when people started talking about it. Okay, earthquakes, guys. I'll get you guys up here for this conversation here. Is everybody okay in there? Wow, that's moving fast. So yeah, guys. I mean, here's the current earthquakes right now. Is the chat really moving that fast, guys? If it gets to the point where you think we need to have slow-mo turned on the chat, let me know. I can put a 10-second delay or something on that. I don't think we need to right now, just looking at this. Hey, IG, how you doing? Missy, what's up? Sid, Candace, good to see everybody in there. Sharon, Jerry, what's up? Birthday, Virgo, Alfred, what's up? Hummingbird. Okay, so here's today's earthquakes, right? We got some. Let's go ahead and pull that over a little bit. That's a 5-4. Okay, that's a 5. We had a 5-6 in Chile, which is down over here. That was just a few hours ago, I think. Yeah, it was back around. About an hour ago. Hey, Susan, what's up? Kinley, what's happening? Nita, hey, good to see you. Okay, so watch this, guys. I like showing this because if you go to the settings, what we're looking at here is magnitude 2.5 and greater. That's the default on USGS. They really should do this one as the default, all magnitudes. Cause watch, look at that. Look at all. I mean, that tells you where all the activity is. They're not big, but it will show you where to look. And this is why I don't like this. They need to switch these two around, but they won't. We know why. I'm not going to go into it. So, anyway, everybody has their own opinions on that anyway. Something I will like to say, though, not everything we look at, guys, is nefarious, okay? You know, oftentimes, including myself, we kind of get caught up in that line of thinking. And we really got to understand that we need to look at it. Everything we look at, we have to look at with new eyes, okay? Because we don't want to, you know, push against something that we don't need to. Because not everything we look at is nefarious. Now, I will say there's a lot that there is, and we have every right to be skeptical and question. But we have to be able to admit when we look at something and maybe it's not nefarious. And if it's not, we need to say so. That's only responsible, you know. So that's why I say that. Now, menacing has... again, has pointed me towards this. Now, look, when we look at these, I've had so many questions. Why do all the earthquakes stop at the Canadian border? They don't. Menacing gave me a link, and we will bring that up. What it is that USGS doesn't have access to this, I don't think. They're not allowed to show it, I guess. This is a Canadian agency. See? There are earthquakes happening here too. So this is the last 30 days. Notice that we get a lot of activity here like we would expect. But also over here. Now, if you really look at these guys, if we overlay it, and I'm still kind of working on how to get that done and get it done the right way. I think Menacing Muskrat, she was working on that too. But if you follow this on down, okay, we know that there's activity here, right? So if we look at this and we go back and look at the one on USGS, right here. Look where this activity's at. So everything's kind of going like this, right? And then we pop back over here to the Canadian one. Things continue up in these same directions. That's the North American craton. That's that big craton plate, okay? And, you know, Dutch has put out a warning for the East Coast, or a watch at least. They think that we're going to, you know, a lot of people are thinking that we're going to see some action over here. And we were seeing stuff kind of go across it. So I would, you know, definitely not doubt that, because it definitely could. Now, let me change this to 7 days. Now look what happens. You can see how a lot of this right here, guys, is fracking, but this is not. This right here is exactly what we would expect to see if the craton plate was moving. The crustal displacement, all that stuff that we talk about. I don't have the knowledge of the earthquake prediction part of it, or even, you know, how the magma and stuff moves and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, IG's in here. She's very intelligent on that. She's over at Ron's channel a lot. Ron Tyler, Emergency Management Associates. I would, you know, really push you guys over there to go check that out. He does a really good job reporting on the earthquakes and, you know, weather events. And, you know, and he shows people how to prepare also. So, yeah. Surgery, hey, what's up? Authorized block, what's up? Link, hey, River Rain, you want a link for what? What you want a link for? You want a link to, Isaiah's granny, can you put his link in there? If you could, that'd be great. Or one of the mods, if you could. Yeah, River Rain's asking for the link. Yeah, I should. Hey, B, what's up? How you doing? So they all do it, you know, guys. I'm telling you, he does a really good job, you know. And IG, Isaiah's granny, that's what I call. That's what I call IG. Her and Jerry and Ricky. Ricky does a great job. She's taught me so much, it's crazy. It's because of Ron's channel and her and Isaiah's granny that I have any kind of knowledge on this at all. And Scott has helped me with this at the beginning too. He's helped me a lot on trying to understand the earthquake thing. But I'm still not there, so I'm not going to try to pretend that I can tell anybody what's going to happen, because I can't. That's just something I won't do. But just know that when we do get solar weather and stuff, I do want to make sure. See, you were speaking about the human resonance. This link will give you different. Okay, cool. You know what? Let me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I asked if anybody had that. Thank you, Menacing. I appreciate that. A lot, actually. Oops. Once again, see guys, I get so much more from you guys than what you guys get from me. I'm telling you. But yeah. So, if you guys, well, let me show you. I was going to show, I wish he was here. He's not in here right now. Daggone it. Maybe he'll watch the replay. Let me show you guys something that's pretty cool. A lot of you guys have seen this before, probably. But what this is reindeers do this, guys. And, they do this from, thank you. You see this right here? These are reindeer. Look at that. They're circling. It's a phenomenon. They don't know why they do this. But what was strange is about 2 years ago, back in 2019, I think, maybe the year before that, I can't remember. But they started circling the other direction. So you ask yourself, what would cause that? Now, we got to understand that most animals, the way that they navigate is they can sense magnetism. So if things are getting all jacked up magnetism-wise, that would throw their navigation off. I usually show this about this time every year. I'll probably show it again as we get closer to Christmas. But this is what they do. Yeah, Kenley. Actually, yes, Naughty Beaver did show this. He actually showed the one. I went and looked for it. It's still there. I just got to go search for it a little bit more. Where they're going counterclockwise. These are spinning clockwise right here. So, but you ask yourself, why did they start spinning all of a sudden in the wrong direction or the opposite direction? And the question there, and the short answer to that, guys, is that the magnetics are getting jacked up. There's a lot of proof to that. And the proof is that, if we can just use this map for a second, I'll back up here. The South Atlantic anomaly, guys, there's a magnetic anomaly that we're all well aware of right here, right? Well, it's now split into two, and it's getting bigger. And that's all pointing towards the magnetic poles moving, okay? We all know what's happening. We all know it's going to happen eventually. We just can't put an exact date on it, okay? So with that being that big now, makes you wonder. We just got to pay attention. That's all. We can be there for each other and try to help everybody understand the best that we can. Trying to turn back time. Good one, Douglas. So yeah, watching those, it was really neat. The reindeer thing, guys. That's why I like to show it to you guys every year. Because it is. It's, guys, if you want to know how to predict weather, or if you want to know what's going on in nature, go outside and look at the animals. Watch what they're doing. Because I promise you, you'll never be led the wrong way if you know how to read what an animal's doing. And that's the God's honest truth. You know, they proved that back in 2018 with the birds in Delaware. There was a researcher that found, I even reported on it. These birds would migrate south, right? But they noticed that they would wait or go sooner depending on how strong the hurricane season was. Other birds and things were not doing that. They would migrate south within a day or two every year at the same time. These birds were like a week or two, one direction or the other. And they kept wondering why. Well, in 2018, the whole world predicted a slow hurricane season. Guess what? It was an extremely active season, and these birds predicted it. They were right. So we got to pay attention, okay? I mean, just because we can't talk to them, don't mean that they're that they can't talk to us if we just sit there and look and listen. And I really do think, that if people would do that, look at bugs too, guys. Caterpillars, very, very good prediction. They really are. Oh man, Rob, what's up, man? We got a troll in there. It's okay. It's all right. As long as they're not being like disrespectful to anybody else or attacking, they're not being vulgar or anything. It's okay. They can hang around. I'll go back and watch it and laugh usually. Yeah, the woolly caterpillar. Exactly, Cindy. Sharon, yeah. Hey, Hans, what's up? Yeah, you know what, official? Listen, I worked at a factory here for 20 years here locally. And I'm telling you, our break room, it was a pretty good size, but it was, big, huge windows all around it. And it was every day. So these birds would just smack into these windows, man. And it was hard not to laugh. You felt bad for the bird because sometimes you look out the window and it's out there all shaking and stuff. But, I mean, it's hard not to laugh over stuff like that sometimes. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sharon. I definitely 100% think that. So, let me show you guys something else here real quick, okay? Let me go here. So, guys, I'm going to be calling into Mark's show tonight here, okay? If you guys want to laugh, you guys want to come over there, come over here with me, guys, please. He's just now getting his show going right now. I'm going to put a link in here to it, to the show. You can just ask anybody in my chat right now that's been over there with me. They will, 100% of them will tell you that it's a great time. We have a great time over here, okay? And again, I'm probably going to call in here in a little while if I can get things situated here. But I'm at least going to be over here in the chat, okay? So guys, please, just do us all a favor. Come over here. Let's go over here and have a good time with each other. It's the weekend. Positivity. Let's leave all this BS that we've been talking about behind for a few hours. And just enjoy each other. Laugh with each other. Have fun. Talk about some real stuff, okay? In a real way. And also, guys, I'm going to Candace, I think. Listen, guys, before you guys take off, remember, if you guys start seeing ads on, like, my channel, it's not for me. I did not monetize, and I won't be. They are now putting ads on people's channels without asking. Okay? That's part of the new terms of service. They come out and just said it. So if they think they can put ads on your channel, you know, for good revenue to come in, that's what they're going to do. It's not really going to affect the smaller channels a whole lot, but just know that if you see something here on my channel being advertised, it's not me putting it there or allowing it. They're doing it, not me. So that's what I would say there. But yeah, so do me a favor. Give Mark a chance over here. Let's go over here. Let me share this again real quick. I think I just did, but I'll try it again. But yeah, just come over and hang out with me. I want to talk to you guys some more over here. Just have some fun. Get outside of all this. You know, all this stuff I just showed you guys. That's all negative stuff, you know. Let's go be positive for a minute. Just hang out and get to know each other. And, you know, show Mark some love over here. And show each other that we can just have a great time just being who we are. Forget all the global crap that's going on. Forget everything else. Laugh with some... Dude, he's one of the best celebrity impersonatists I've ever seen. He does face swaps. It's hysterical. He's a musician. I mean, come on. My gosh, he makes some good music. You know, we cannot... Yes, keep an eye out for volcanic activity, Bruce. Exactly. So, guys, really, please, just come over here and just check it out with us. I know I'm sounding like I'm begging, but I really think you guys would really enjoy it. And, you know, just do me a favor. Come over here and love bomb this guy with me. You know. So, I'll put my PayPal link back here in the chat one more time. It is in my description. If you guys want to donate, there it is. Check out my wife's eBay store. You know, awesome hats in there, guys. Check it out. You guys won't be... I'm telling you, she's got a dance studio she supplies that was actually in the Thanksgiving Day parade. It was awesome. You know, that ordered from her. It was like 300 hats. She's awesome at what she does. Number one, she's my best friend. So, always will be. Won't never be any different. So, but yeah. So come on over here. Let's go hang out with Mark, and God bless. And if you want to, you know, check out my wife's store and everything like that, it's out there. It's in my description. Everything's down there. And God bless. Yahusha saves, and let's go laugh.